Last month, I saw two passengers approach the guest services desk with the exact same problem. The first one complained loudly and received the standard by-the-book solution. The second one said just one simple sentence, and a manager was called over to offer them a complimentary dinner at a specialty restaurant. What was the difference? It wasn't their problem. It was the magic words they used. I'm going to teach you the three phrases that separate an average passenger from one who gets treated like royalty. My name is Kai. For 10 years, I've lived and breathed in the corridors of these floating cities. And in those 10 years, I've learned that the crew lives in two different realities. The first is the one passengers see: professional, always smiling, providing standard service. The second reality is behind an invisible wall, a place where we genuinely want to help you, where we bend the rules for you, where we offer you those little extras. Only a very few passengers ever unlock the door to that reality. What's the key that opens that door? Is it the thickness of the cash in your wallet? No. Is it your status or what kind of stateroom you're in? Absolutely not. The key that opens that door is the right words spoken to the right person at the right time. Most passengers see the crew as just a uniform, either a robot to give orders to or a representative to complain to. This is the biggest mistake you can make, because inside that uniform is a human being who misses their family, works 12-hour days, and tries to balance hundreds of different requests. We have a saying below deck: you can know a passenger's entire character in the first 10 seconds. It's true, we are trained to read people, to anticipate needs, but also to protect ourselves from burnout. And if you know how to reach the human being behind that professional mask, they will offer you not just the service listed in their job description, but the service that comes from their heart. Today, I'm going to give you the three magic phrases that build this connection, that instantly flip a switch in our minds, turning you from just another passenger into a guest we care about. These aren't manipulation tricks. They are simple communication tactics based on the fundamental principles of human psychology. If you're ready, let's learn how to reach the person you'll spend the most time with on your vacation, your room steward. Magic. Phrase 1. Winning over your stateroom steward. Your most personal relationship during your vacation is with your stateroom steward. They are the person who enters your personal space, makes your bed, changes your towels, and is closest to your privacy when you're not there. They are responsible for about 16 to 20 cabins a day, which means hundreds of beds, hundreds of bathrooms, and hundreds of different requests. Their time is more precious than gold. So, what do passengers usually do? There are two common mistakes. The first is the invisible passenger, who never speaks to their steward, makes no eye contact, and just expects the room to be cleaned. To them, we are just part of the furniture. The second is the demanding passenger, who leaves cold, impersonal notes with commands like, "Bring me 3 more pillows." This approach makes us feel like servants, not service professionals. Both approaches are wrong. The first makes you forgettable, the second makes you unlikable. What do you get in return? Standard service. Your room will be cleaned, your towels will be changed, the job will be done. But you won't get those little extras, that extra bit of care, those unexpected gestures. You won't get the steward who notices you like your towels folded a certain way and starts doing it for you without being asked. You won't get the one who overhears you have a slight cold and leaves a couple of extra tea bags by your kettle. Those things aren't in the manual. They come from a place of wanting to care, not just wanting to clean. So how do you unlock that door to special service? Here is the first magic phrase. You say this on the very first day you board, the first time you meet your steward in the hallway. After you extend your hand and introduce yourself by name, you say this with a smile. I know you're incredibly busy, so I never want to bother you unnecessarily. I just wanted to say hello. Now, let's break down why this phrase is magic. I know you're incredibly busy. This first part shows empathy. It instantly signals that you are aware of their workload, that you don't see them as a robot that exists only to serve you. In our world, meeting a passenger who understands the difficulty of our job is like finding an oasis in a desert. Our defensive walls immediately come down. So I never want to bother you unnecessarily. This second part is proof that you are respectful. You signal that you value their time and that you won't be a demanding headache. For us, this means this passenger will be easy to work with. This relaxes us. I just wanted to say hello. This final part shows that you want nothing from them at that moment, that you simply want to make a human connection. This is starting the relationship with a gesture, not a demand. The moment you say this, you are instantly separated from the other 15 cabins in your steward's mind. You are no longer just Stateroom 8123. You are that nice passenger who understands my job. What are the tangible results of this? When you genuinely need something a few days later, like an extra towel, they won't just bring you that one towel, they'll probably bring a few extra. Maybe they'll leave an extra chocolate on your pillow that night. Maybe they'll whisper to you where the best coffee on the ship is, because now, helping you doesn't feel like a chore. It becomes a pleasure for them. With this simple sentence, you've built not just a service relationship, but an alliance. Magic. Phrase 2, getting VIP treatment from bartenders and waiters. Now let's move to the most hectic, most chaotic spots on the ship, the bars and restaurants. A bartender makes hundreds of different drinks on a busy night. A waiter tries to remember the orders, special requests, and dietary restrictions for dozens of tables. For them, every passenger is the next task to be completed. They are under a constant barrage of demands. Their job is a high-speed memory game played under immense pressure. In this environment, how do passengers behave? Some shout at the bar with cash in their hand, some snap their fingers, and some just robotically state a drink from the menu and wait. They treat the bartender like a human vending machine. All of these actions make you invisible in the crowd. You get a standard order, a standard drink, standard pour, standard presentation. You get exactly what you paid for, and not an ounce more of creativity or care. But what most passengers don't realize is that many of us take immense pride in our craft. The best bartenders have their own secret infusions and syrups they make in their spare time. The best waiters know exactly which dish the chef is truly proud of that night, the one that isn't the most popular, but is by far the most delicious. This is knowledge you can't find on the menu. So, how do you stand out and get the bartender to make you something special? How do you encourage your waiter to give you an off-menu tip? Here is the second magic phrase. You ask this right before you order, looking the bartender or waiter in the eye. Wow, it looks really busy tonight. What's your recommendation? I trust your taste. Let's analyze the power of this phrase. Wow, it looks really busy tonight. Just like with the first phrase, this is the quickest way to build empathy. It shows that you notice the situation they're in, that you see their stress. It says, I see you, you're not just a uniform, you're a person at work. What's your recommendation? This is where the magic happens. With this question, you elevate them from the position of an order taker to that of an expert. You send them the message, your knowledge is valuable to me. People love it when their expertise is respected. For a bartender, it's not just mixing drinks, it's an art. Asking for a waiter's recommendation is acknowledging that they know that menu better than anyone. I trust your taste. This is the final blow. You not only ask for their expertise, but you also delegate the decision-making power to them. This is an incredibly empowering feeling. Now they don't have to give you a standard drink. Now they want to give you something they are personally proud of, something that carries their signature. What happens when you say this? That bartender will make you a cocktail with the freshest ingredients of the day, maybe with a slightly more generous pour, presented with more care. They don't just sell you a drink. They give you an experience. That waiter might recommend a dish the chef made specially that day that isn't even on the menu. Because you showed you trusted them, they will do their best not to let that trust down. This phrase turns a simple transaction into a personal interaction, and a personal interaction always means better service. Magic phrase 3. Turning crises into opportunities at guest services. We've arrived at the most challenging fortress, the guest services desk. This is the collection point for all the problems, complaints, and disappointments on the ship. The staff here deals with angry, sad, or anxious passengers all day long. Think of it as the ship's emergency room. We hear it all. My television only has 50 channels. The sun was too bright at the pool today. The ship is rocking on the ocean. After hours of this, the staff naturally develops a defense mechanism. When a passenger approaches the desk, their brain automatically switches to incoming attack mode. And the story I told you at the beginning happened right here. The problem? A couple who couldn't sleep because of a loud party in the cabin below them. The first passenger came to the desk and said exactly this: "I can't sleep because of the noise downstairs. I paid a lot of money for this cruise and I don't have to put up with this disgrace. Send someone to shut them up now." This was an attack. What was the staff's reaction? Defense. "Of course, sir, we will dispatch security to the cabin in question immediately." This is the standard, by-the-book solution. Does the problem get solved? Maybe. Is the passenger satisfied? Never. Because they felt unheard and treated like a chore. Then the second passenger came, with the same problem. But they approached the desk, took a deep breath, looked the agent in the eye, and delivered the third magic phrase: "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I have a problem and I'm hoping you can help me because I honestly don't know what to do." This sentence changed the entire atmosphere at the desk in seconds. Why was it so powerful? "I'm so sorry to bother you, but..." This opening catches the staff who is expecting an attack completely off guard. No one starts a complaint by apologizing. It shows that you're not angry, but rather that you're seeking a partner to solve the situation. The agent's guard immediately drops. "I have a problem and I'm hoping you can help me." This part is the most critical. You are not blaming them. You are not saying, "Your ship has a problem." You are owning the problem. "I have a problem," and asking for their help to solve it. You are positioning them not as the source of the problem, but as the hero of the solution. "Because I honestly don't know what to do." This is the moment you give them the control and the power. By expressing your own helplessness, you affirm your need for their expertise and position. They are no longer a clerk reading you the rule book. They are a guide showing you the way. Do you know what happened in the guest services agent's mind when they heard this? The defense mode switched off, and the problem-solving mode switched on. Their goal was no longer just to get rid of the complaint. Their goal was to genuinely help this polite passenger who trusted them. What was the result? The agent didn't just follow the standard security protocol. They understood how much the situation had affected the passenger. They thought, "This passenger's night is ruined. We need to make this right." They called the manager. They explained the situation. And the manager not only solved the noise issue, but to compensate for the bad experience, they offered the couple a complimentary dinner at one of the ship's most expensive specialty restaurants the following evening. Same problem, two different sentences, two completely different outcomes. One standard, one VIP. The difference is the psychological impact of just a few words, so there you have it, 3 magic phrases. To your steward: "I know you're incredibly busy, so I never want to bother you." To your bartender or waiter: "What's your recommendation? I trust your taste." When you have a problem at guest services: "I'm hoping you can help me because I don't know what to do." As you can see, none of these phrases involve flattery or being a suck-up. They are all based on one single principle: seeing the human behind the uniform. Showing them that you understand the difficulty of their job, that you respect their expertise, and that when there's a problem, you see them as an ally, not an adversary. Don't see these tactics as tricks to get free stuff. See them as tools to build genuine human connections, which are the key to a better vacation. We, the crew, like people who do their jobs well. But for the passengers who understand how hard our job is and treat us like human beings, we will always go the extra mile. And that extra mile is what takes your vacation from good to unforgettable. In fact, this is more than a cruise tactic. It's a life tactic. Try it in restaurants, in shops, anywhere. You'll be amazed at the results. My name is Kai. I know the storms and the calm harbors of these ships, and now you too know how to navigate the complex waters between people. Use these magic phrases on your next trip. The results will surprise you.